to America.
Islam's coming to America?
Yes, it's coming.
Wait, is this going to be
One day, America will become a Muslim state, a Muslim country. Our goal is to make America Islam.
Really?
Islamic state.
So you guys, tonight we are going to be looking into what is happening not just in the US, but all across the world with Islam and how it's affecting different countries, how it's affecting the US, what is their ultimate goal, how deeply are they embedded in our country, and what are they using as far as tactics. This live right here, I just want to say, was inspired by the homeboy and one of our mods, Irish Bomb Squad. We were talking earlier today, and he was sort of bringing this back to my memory that we needed to talk about this. I have a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about today. I have a lot of stuff to show you. I appreciate you guys riding out with us today, man. Big love and respect to each and every person here. Huge love and respect to the mods. We got Jax Delay in the house, by the way, you guys. My beautiful wife. She's actually sitting in studio modding. We got Irish Bomb Squad, we got Trev, we got Sarah Beamer. I pretty sure Dr. Dre Light is here. I haven't seen him yet. If he's not here, he'll probably be here. Y'all know him. He be showing up all the time. And all of you, of course. So I thank you and I appreciate you and I love you. Whoever said, is anyone else's screen black? Your phone might be broken, you guys. Whoever said that, you might have a broken screen. Because everybody else be seeing me in all of my unglory right now. I want to show you guys what I did the other day real quick before we get started. You know that I've been working on this project of getting this arm completely unprison inked. So what we're doing, we've got the you know, I've been working on it. There was this tree that we just redid, and I came home and showed it to my wife, and she said, "Oh my God, you had a tree?" And I was like, yeah, there was
you got that? Wow.
I got it. Well, I actually originally started it in prison, and the moon. And she's like, "Oh my God, you had a moon?" And then I showed her. I came home from this newest session. We did, you know, a lot of this stuff in here, and I redid the candle burning at both ends, which is basically a metaphor for me because I'm a doer. I be doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Oh my God, you had a candle?"
No, I remembered the candle. It was the hand that I was next to you when you got that hand.
The hand.
I did not remember.
Yeah, the hand. The hand reaching out from the ether for help. So I love you guys and I appreciate you. I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. Pretty soon, this whole arm is going to be colored in. I've got just a few more spots and I want to redo this weird swirly shit. I don't know what the hell was going on there. We're going to redo that. And if I show it to you on a live or a video, I can use it as a tax write-off. So thank you guys for participating.
Unfortunately, I can't show you guys what I did most recently. Like a psychopath, I color packed magenta into my knee ditch.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone knows, color packing is kind of brutal, and magenta is kind of dicey because usually there's like an allergic reaction with that for anyone. Your body rejects that the most, the reds. And in the knee ditch, I don't know why I hate myself sometimes, but apparently I do.
Well, and here's the thing, like Trev was just saying, Trev said, I need to do the same, too much black and gray, scratchy prison ink covering my whole body. Here's the thing, get it done while you're young, because the older you get and the less you hate yourself, the more tattoos hurt.
Yeah, the more emotionally stable you are, the more brutal your sit is going to be.
Facts. Absolutely. So you guys, with no further ado, I wanted to give it a couple minutes for people to be able to jump in. We are going to be going over the takeover of Islam. See, Islam is not a culture and a religion. Islam is a law. At its base, the goal is to instill a law. It's Sharia law. And it's a brutal law. And they don't want to come and, assimilate into other cultures. They come and they eventually, their goal is to dominate. They'll come and they'll play nice for a while until they have the numbers. They show up in your country and they start breeding. men are allowed to have multiple wives in Islam. And so they'll have multiple wives and they just use them as breeding cows. And they breed until they can take over. And that's what they do. And once they take over, you have options. You can convert to Islam. You can bow the knee to Muhammad and Allah. Or for a while, they'll let you pay a tax. They tax you for being a non-believer. I don't know about y'all. I'm fucking American. I'm a Christian. I'm not paying a tax to any other god. And this country basically started over a 3% T-tax. So the fact that we're letting this happen here right now is pretty fucked up, in my opinion. Excuse my French. I said I'm a Christian. I didn't say I was a good one. I'll still be saying some words, but I'm just going to tell you right now, if they start trying to tax me for not taking a knee to their God and their prophet, I saw him like Donkey Kong, bro. So let's take a look here, because this is pretty revealing.
Hey, we thought that the poster was very interesting. It says no ice.
No eyes for what? Who are you, sir?
Who are you? My name?
Yeah.
My name is Anthony Rubin.
You're racist, you're evildoers, you're bad Christians, you're bad Jewish, you're terrorists.
See, this is what they use. They've taken the liberal playbook because they are, and we're going to actually get this more coherently and cohesively put together by Charlie Kirk in this, but they are the sword of the left. So they use the left's playbook. If you question them, if you disagree with them, they're going to say you're racist, dog. They're 100% going to say that you are a racist. And they expect if you are pasty and pale-skinned like me, if you lack the melanin, they're gonna call you out. They're gonna say you're racist. They expect you to be scared. Now, I myself, I'm not racist. But I'm not afraid to get called racist by people who want to stretch the meaning of the word, the definition, more wide open than Diddy's back door. That shit don't mean anything to me anymore. And I'm not going to be manipulated that way.
This is anti-Islam. You hate Islam.
I hate Islam.
You're haters of Islam. Islam's coming to America.
Islam's coming to America?
Yes, it's coming.
Wait, is this going to be
One day, America will become a Muslim state, a Muslim country.
Really?
Tell Trump.
That's never going to happen.
Yes, it will
That
happen.
is never going to happen.
God is powerful.
It's never going to happen.
God is powerful.
Is that what everybody here wants? You want to see a
That's
Muslim
what
country?
we are. Our goal is to make America Islam.
Really?
Islamic state.
Never going to happen.
Yes. God is powerful.
It's never going to happen.
You control the heart of Americans. God guides whom He wills.
Over my dead body will this become an Islamic
So let's do a poll real quick. You guys know that I like the polls. I'm a pollist. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that it is racist to resist Islam taking over your country? We have Western countries that are high trust societies. You could go out with a reasonable expectation that you can trust the people around you. You're not going to get raped. You're not going to get murdered. Nobody's going to throw you off a fucking building for what happens, between consenting adults. It's none of our fucking business. You know what I'm saying? If you have goats, they're going to be safe. That's a good thing. Jax, you like goats.
Not like that.
Not like that. Not like that at all. And we live in a high trust society. Now, when you get into an Islamic country, these are not high trust societies, my guy. When you import third world shit, brutality, shit like that, that's what you end up living in. So, do you think that it's racist to resist becoming an Islamic country? I'm seeing 98% of people say no. No, it's not at all. And I agree with that 98% of people. There might be 2% of people in here who are Muslim. And we're not mad at you, but we're not going to bow the knee, dog. You're going to have to take that, wad it into a little ball, and pound it in your ass, homie. That's all you're going to be able to do with that.
You're killers.
I have a question for you. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You said that America's going to be an Islamic place.
It will be one day.
Here's my question.
Yes.
Does
The promise of Allah.
Here's my question. Do all the other Somalis here feel the same way?
We believe that the believers will overcome that.
This is going to sound crazy coming from me, and I understand that. But why do they all have to yell all the time? Why are they always yelling? Why are all of the Muslims always... Why do they always fucking yell, bro? Can you have a calm conversation? Can a dude come up and ask you some questions and have you not chirp the fuck out? Type shit, bro. Why it always got to be like that? Because they believe that louder means they are correct. It's a power trip. Yeah, absolutely. The dumbest are always the loudest. Yeah. Look at me. I am the leering center now.
The wicked ones. I am from Somalia. And Trump said Somalia.
Oh, damn. Oh, he just yelled at the top of his lungs, I am from Somalia. And then starts immediately trying to berate Trump. Because, like, come on, man. We all know. We all know. Nathan, I fought these assholes for 4 years. Send them back. Semper Fi, big dog. I want to give a huge shout out to all our vets, all our active duty, everybody who has put their life on the line for this country, our way of life, our culture, Western fucking culture, and for the Constitution of the United States of America. I salute you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here with us, man.
Somalia has got to be. It's not got to be. It's gold. ولله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين.
So go back then. Go back. Take your ass back. If Somalia is gold, get your ass on a plane. Go the fuck back there. If you love Somalia so much, get back to your goats, homie.
Look at this face. Look at this face. They are harassing our community.
I have not harassed
every time. They have been there for the other daycare.
Go ahead.
Guys, if you recognize these two faces, give them a shit.
You have like family that goes back in Ohio? Like way back? Like how far back does it go?
Well before the Revolutionary War.
And so how do you feel about all this?
I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I swore an oath to protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That includes the First Amendment, the freedom of the press, and the freedom of speech. It also means that I swore an oath to defend American law.
100%.
The American law says that if people are in this country illegally, we have the right to remove them.
This dude is fucking based, bro. This veteran right here is fucking based. Hell yeah. Bro, I want to buy this dude a steak or something. I don't drink, so I want to buy him a fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
There's a poster in there that says anti-ICE. That is advocating for the violation of United States law.
Yes.
Amen.
Beautifully said.
So what
What do you say, sir?
I said, that poster in there, if it says no ICE, that is advocating for the violation of United States law. If people...
Period. He said what he said, bro. He said what he said. I'll stand with this dude, man. 1,000%. Hey, if you could do me a favor, we got 830 people in here. If you wouldn't mind just, hitting that like button. We only got 335 likes in here. The show is free. And the like button is free. So, if you feel like it.
People who are not American citizens don't like that law, you're free to leave.
Can you show me where that sign says we are anti-ICE? Can you show me?
It says no ICE, man. That's an anti-immigration enforcement.
No ICE, that's anti-ICE.
That's a private property. But no one said we are anti-ICE. No one said.
That's what the poster
We
says.
respect the law
Come on,
enforcement.
you can read between the lines,
We
dog.
respect the law enforcement.
That's not correct. You
Sir.
are not correct.
What do you mean?
If you hang a poster in there, in your store, whether it's private property or not, you cannot put a poster up there.
No, why are you twisting the words?
No, listen.
Show
listen
me
to
where it says
Listen to me.
anti-ICE. Show me.
Show me. Can you show
Listen
me?
to me.
Can you show me?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak for him because he's on duty.
Look at the picture. The picture is of a policeman knocking on the door and people holding the door shut. And it says, ICE, the fuck you talking about, bro? Just because you're Somalian and you have a 67 IQ doesn't mean that we here do. You fucking weird motherfucker, bro.
He's not going to say this, and I understand
Ice,
it.
welcome,
Here's the
Ice.
issue.
Ice.
Here's the issue. You guys come to the United States of America. Great. You know what? Good for you. I'm glad you got. Where'd you come from?
This is the U.S. Speak English, not Star Wars. Bro, the Sand people have always been a problem.
Somalia? I'm glad you got out of Somalia or wherever you came from. I wouldn't want to be there either. But then you guys hang these posters that say no ICE. It's so disrespectful.
That's false information. And giving false information is a crime. It's a crime.
What's the false information?
false information?
What's the false information?
False information is absolutely not a crime. That's the only reason the mainstream media is allowed to exist. Are you fucking kidding me? Check it out, Muhammad. Don't come here and try to tell us about our laws. You barely speak our fucking language, weirdo.
It's a crime. Defamation. Crime.
That breaks my heart what you'd have said. They've been here since before the revolution. And this is what the fuck happened.
I'm pissed. I am pissed. Fucking people like this come into this country and defraud this country. And this goes against everything that I fucking gave 11 years of my life for.
11 years. A veteran of 11 years. I just want to say, I love that dude. I think that dude is absolutely based. Big respect to him. Cannabis said, it's my birthday and my first day of school. Pierce, what is up, Pierce? Happy birthday, bro. Everybody, show Pierce some love in the chat for his birthday. And your first day of school, that's amazing, brother. I love your life. The Venomous Walrus, Jax, that name, the Venomous Walrus.
Fantastic.
I like that shit. Tarek, I've been all through the Middle East and Africa. Somalia is a joke to other Muslim countries. They're treated like dirt and slaves. I mean, here, they're pillars of the community, my brother. Here, we put them in Congress. Here, we give them free businesses to run and millions of dollars where they provide absolutely no services. That's crazy. Thank you for a global perspective on the Somalian pirates. Nate's memes. Wherever Muslims go, they try to take over every time. Every time, historically. And we know this because we're not retarded. We can literally read. We can see the history of how they move. They have over 50 nations of their own, bro. And yet they still want to take over every fucking Western nation because that's what they're compelled to do. That's always been their game plan. Grumpy Land said, this is the U.S. Speak English, not Star Wars. Big facts, brother. Dude's Detail. Been with you for years now. This might not be the most important subject for Americans to take seriously. My profile pic use says ban Islam. You're doing a tremendous service right now. Love you, JD. I love you, and thank you so much, Dude Detail. Appreciate you being here with us. And we've got Eugene. Why does every hyper-focus on the transatlantic slave trade seem to ignore or unaware of the Islamic slave trade that enslaved the Mediterranean and European Christians since the 7th century? So, I don't know why that is, bro. We ignore that the Jewish people owned the boats. We ignore the Islamic part of it. And it all just falls firmly on the shoulders of white people. It was all white people. White people devil. Yeah. You make a really, really good point there, my guy. A really good point. And I appreciate you bringing that perspective in. We're going to jump in here and move right along. So, oh, by the way, I'm going to jump off point for a second and just talk about this because I'm happier than a punk in a pecker patch about this. Donald J. Trump said, I'm pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as President of the United States of America to ensure that it's used to benefit of the people of Venezuela and the United States. So you can debate on whether or not you trust him to properly allocate those funds. I'll let you guys do that in the comments. That's up to you. Being sold at market price is good. I have asked Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. It will be taken by storage ships and brought directly to unloading docks in the United States. Thanks for your attention to this matter. Now, I want to ask you guys real quick, because I know a lot of people are in different regions of the U.S., so this is going to be a poll for the people in the U.S. because I'm genuinely curious. Have gas prices gone down where you are? Have the gas prices dropped where you are? Because it's really hard for me to tell where I am if there's any major fluctuation because of how much we are taxed to shit in this state. The state of Oregon and most blue states are taxed to shit on gas. So it's really hard to tell because they be fiddle fucking with our stuff. 81% people say they've seen gas prices come down, which is huge because the way this is supposed to work is that when gas prices come down, the price of everything else is supposed to come down as well. You guys understand that? Like, part of the reason that prices raise on things is because the gas prices are going up and everything has to be shipped to fucking everywhere, right? But once a company or a store or a corporation gets a price raised, we hardly ever see them bring it down. They rarely ever bring it down. So all we're hoping is to maybe stop the bleeding. They stop raising the prices, but any of it could be good news for us here in the United States. Any of it, because we've been headed, shit was so unaffordable as of late. So unaffordable. So this is Brandy Cruz. She is an independent journalist. She is from Seattle, and I want you guys to hear this interaction that she had. Check this out.
I want you to give me one example of socialism you think working well somewhere.
A good example of socialism working well somewhere, this is a really, really cool question. I think of Cuba in particular, very, very high literacy rate, number one. Number two, extremely strong commitment to public health. So that's one example that I can think of that would resonate with pretty much anybody in our state who cares about education or healthcare. Would you disagree with that? People
Flee on makeshift rafts and die in the ocean to flee Cuba for the United States.
Bro, she got his ass. She got his ass. She asked him to come up with an example of where socialism has been successful in anywhere in the world in history. And he brings up fucking Cuba, bro. People jump in the ocean on wooden-made boats that they've parceled together from scraps to try to get here, my guy. And you're in Washington State advocating to make Washington State socialist. This dude's running. They just got a socialist mayor in Seattle. Like a hardcore socialist mayor in Seattle. They're trying so hard to bring this shit here, bro. They're trying so hard. And you see what's happening in New York with Mondami. It's already starting to fall apart, you guys. It's not fucking going well. The cops, like, the last that I heard, and I have not confirmed this number, so don't say that I absolutely verified and certified this. I didn't stamp this with JD, but I'm telling you what I heard. I heard that almost 4,500 cops across New York have quit since Mondami got in. Now, I'm not saying that number is accurate. I'm saying that's what I heard. Also, bus drivers are quitting. I have a video of a bus just stalled out in the middle of the road. The bus driver quit in the middle of his fucking shift. Bus driver just quit in the middle of his shift. It's not going well in New York. And Mondami has only just recently gotten in.
Yeah, and I think that is something that absolutely we have to be sensitive to. But you asked me about institutions that are working really, really well.
I asked you about places socialism is working, and you chose a country that people will risk their lives to flee from to this country. There's a
He tried to word walk around her, bro. He tried to dance, and I'm sure this dude is zesty, and he's probably a great dancer, but Brandy Cruz ain't having it. Brandy Cruz is a savage, by the way.
reason for that, Sean.
There was a revolution in Cuba. That is correct.
They still do it to this day.
Right.
They show up on the beaches of Miami.
Right.
Because they would rather be here and would risk their lives in shark-infested water to flee the country that you just gave me an example.
Jax, we're talking about Cubans fleeing the country and landing on the shores of Miami. Is there a large Cuban community in Miami, Florida? Since you are a Miami, Florida native, will you let us know? Is there a healthy Cuban community there?
I was born in Hialeah. Yes, there is.
Would you say that they are happy to be here in the United States as opposed to being in Cuba?
Yes, but a lot of them miss the Cuba before the Castros came in. They miss what Cuba used to be, but they know that it's not. Even though he's gone, like they gave up when I was a little kid. They were like, well, that doesn't exist anymore, so they're just grateful that they survived and got here.
Absolutely. That's the way that I feel about California. I loved California as a kid. I miss what it used to be. It's not as bad as Cuba, but I'm sure they're trying to get it there.
Well, but they were very grateful to be here, and they were very proud to become Americans. The ones that I would call them my family, my Tati and my Tio. They weren't blood related, but they raised me, so I love them.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The people that I know who lawfully immigrated into this country are some of the most grateful, patriotic people that I know. They love this country. They have gratitude to be here. They understand what a beautiful place this is because they've experienced other places where they don't have the same freedoms. And I love legal immigrants, people who put the time in to do the process, to legally become citizens of this country. There's a sense of pride and accomplishment when you do something the right way. And there's a sense of, I'm getting away with something. I did something sneaky that leads to doing other sneaky, underhanded things when you do things unlawfully. How can we trust people that won't even go through the lawful way to become a citizen and live here to abide by our laws when they're here if they came in a fucked up way? It doesn't make a lick of sense.
And if the situation were reversed, the injuries and the ailments that they sustain as a result of migrating to a place where they believe that they're going to be better off, I believe that they could be treated in a much better way than American healthcare facilities are currently able to treat people. So that's one example that I can think of socialism working very well in public health and in education.
All right.
Yeah. So his whole thing about socialism working is he wants universal health care. You know who else wanted universal health care? Oddly enough, you know who was a huge advocate for universal health care? The Nazis. Hitler. Hitler was a huge universal health care guy. It's, I'm just pointing it out. Just pointing it out, you guys. Just pointing it out. So that was in Seattle, and I want to show you, Katie Davis Court said this, breaking, following the inauguration of Seattle's newly elected socialist mayor, Katie Wilson, Seattle police have been ordered to stop making arrests for open-air drug use. This is the current scene in Seattle, close to Lumen Field, where the World Cup is set to take place. Open-air drug use is running rampant with no police intervention. Is this how America wants to be perceived to the world? Let's take a look, you guys. Let's see what's going on in Seattle. We just heard Brandy Cruz. This is something that Katie Davis Court cooked up for us. What the fuck are you doing with your butt there, homie? What the Bro. Okay, so they're hitting foil. Dudes just sort of, they're nodding out everywhere. What the fuck? Was that a kid? Was that a kid? Was that a kid just hanging out while they're sitting there hitting foil, bro? So look, you guys know that I am a recovery coach. I've been in recovery for 6 years. And so I have sympathy for drug addicts. I just do. I was never this type of drug addict. I was never the hanging out on the side of the street, doing drugs, nodding off or anything. I like the high-speed chicken feed, and I was out there getting money, dog. This shit was never me. But I do have sympathy for these people on a human level, but on a societal level, I just want you guys to know that this shit right here is the sign of a society in decay. It is a sign of a society that is fucking rotting in its core. And this needs to be dealt with. These people need to be dealt with. Leaving these people out on the streets and not addressing their issues is not compassion. It's not being empathetic to leave people in these situations. This is ignoring the problem and letting it go on, letting it affect everyone else in your community, letting it affect the businesses in your community, letting a societal disease spread and rot. And this is what happens when you get socialist societies. Yeah, that shit is fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We saw that happen in Portland, and we knew exactly how that ended. We know exactly how that ended. They had to change that law because that law did massive fucking damage. Massive. So the cult followers of Muhammad have killed 270 million people in 1400 years. 270 million people. Now, what is one of the most demonized situations in human history right now? Like, who are the people that, the people and the dude with the mustache, and they're like, 6 million! 6 million! Muslims have killed 270 million people over the last 1400 years. And this shit continues. The shit continues. At least the Nazis, we nipped that shit in the bud. We cut that shit all the way the fuck out. But now, at this point, what are we fucking doing here? What are we doing here? We're importing them. We're importing them, and we're giving them our tax dollars. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars. We're giving them food stamps. We're giving them free housing. We're giving them money to start businesses that don't produce anything for our communities. And we're allowing them to fucking intimidate us by saying if you say anything about it, we'll call you a racist. That's 528 people per day and 22 people an hour, approximately. The casualties of Islam are 9 times more than Stalin and Hitler combined. Combined, you guys. That's fucking crazy. That's absolutely insane. That's insane work. In Islam, you have to die for Allah. The God I worship died for me. Franklin Graham. And when you die for Allah in a way where you take out some enemies to Allah and to Islam, you get 72 virgins. Can we talk about how fucking weird it is to want 72 virgins? Does that seem fucking pedophiliactic to anybody else? Does anybody else think that it's a hella pedo fucking goal to get 72 virgins? We're going to do a poll on that. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that having a goal you're willing to die for and kill other people for, of getting 72 virgins, sounds like some pedo shit? That thing is still at 100%. 99, it was 98, 97. There's pedos in the chat. There's pedos in the chat, you guys. Wanting fucking 72 virgins is weird as fuck. 72 goats. Kevin Pop Rocks, I love you so much, brother. I love you so much, brother. Are the goats pure? Have the goats been sullied by the touch of a man? We need pure goats for this man because he wore suicide bomber vest and took out American citizens. His goats better be pure. Holy shit, bro. That's crazy. We all know that's crazy, bro. That's a crazy goal. I'm willing to die and kill for 72 virgins. That's weirdo shit, you guys. That's weirdo shit. So that's in the UK, of course, as I'm sure you guys can tell. But what he's saying right there, just so y'all get it, is he's saying that they're not bound to abide by any of the laws of the land. So he doesn't have to abide by the laws of the UK. The ones here in the US don't have to abide by the laws of the US. They only care about Sharia law. And eventually they'll show that. They'll show that when they have the numbers to take over and they install Sharia law. That's when they get violent. That's when they start taking over and they really show their true colors. And historically, that's what they've always done. That's what they've always done. And I want to show you this Sharia law administrator. This is a job over in the UK. Posting date, 24th of July, 2025. Salary, 23,500 pounds per year. Hours, full time. And this is for a Sharia law administrator in the Manchester Community Center. It's a permanent job. You could apply for it. You could apply to apply Sharia law and administrate Sharia law in the UK. Why would the UK allow this? Why would they have Sharia law in the fucking UK? Why is the UK bending over and taking it up the ass like there's some sort of goat for this type of shit? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. So that's a lady very angrily burning the Quran in Sweden. This is in Sweden. We've seen that it's a problem in the UK. We've seen that it's a problem in the US. We've seen that it's a problem in Sweden. So I don't want us to feel like this is an America-centric problem. We're going to see a lot of different places around the world that are having this problem.
So I actually couldn't believe this stat was real until I looked it up myself. But there's been over 65,000 Islamist terror attacks since 9/11. 65,000 spread over 70 countries. And we're not supposed to draw any conclusions from this, right? They're just coincidences. 65,000 coincidences. And just in case you think I'm cherry-picking data, which would be a natural conclusion, you might ask, what about the other religions? So let's look at them. If you take the world's other four major religions, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, and Buddhism, those four religions combined account for roughly 2% of all religiously motivated terror attacks. Islam
2% combined. All the others combined. 2%.
is responsible for the other 98%. And by the way, no one is more knowledgeable about this fact than the Muslim leaders themselves, who have been very successful imprisoning, eliminating, and sending away all of their true believers into the arms of white liberals in the West who are just so eager to bring them in.
And that is exactly what we're seeing here. I don't know if that's what everybody's seeing everywhere else, but that is exactly what we're seeing here. 96% of people think that it sounds pedo as fuck to be willing to die and kill for 72 virgins. 72 virgins being a goal sounds weird to quite a bit of people. Grumpy Ian said, this is the U.S. Speak English, not Star Wars. We read that. Sorry. Let's see. Where were we? We were right down here. Okay. Tarek said, no BS. I have family in Libya. They have a Somali cook clean. She gets paid $2 a day and gets leftovers. She's not allowed upstairs where the bedrooms are. That's crazy. Jeff said, tampon Timmy Walls is about to run your nearest Walmart out of tampons. You wonder where the money went. Donzo Petro said, we are so ready for the Crusades. Felt, homie. Felt. Speederbike said, thoughts on what the Colombian president said to Trump? My guy. So first off, the Colombian president said to Trump basically the same shit that Maduro said after watching us surgically remove that motherfucker. Tim Walz also said he will not be resigning unless it's over his dead body. They said this on the same day after what they just watched happen to Maduro. Y'all motherfuckers got some balls or no brains. Balls or no brains, homie. Dude's detail, Islam won't go away without the boot. And that's a fact. And that's why the liberals imported so many of them. Because they know it's going to be hard to fucking weed them out. And they know exactly who these people are going to vote for. Amazing disgrace. It's sad. What they don't show are the elderly trying to use public transportation. I didn't want to grow old in a town like that, so I moved to a better place. Facts, bro. Facts. Mike Zero Source. My girlfriend and I spent New Year's in Costa Rica. We were happy to smell loud perfume over pot during the celebration. I toasted the new year with a fresh coconut milk. It was awesome. That does sound great, man. That sounds absolutely great. I would love to go to Costa. Dominar. I would rather have 72 freaks that know what they're doing. Oh, hell yeah. I love you, brother. So glad you joined us tonight. Jay said, things they forget is if you're in heaven, you're in spirit only, and the spirit don't have organs. He's talking about the wiener penises, guys. I don't think angels have dongs. Do y'all think the angels have dongs? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys think angels have wiener penises? Jax, do you think angels have wiener penises?
I'm opting out of this question.
Oh, Lone Star. Maybe in their religion, maybe in the camel dandruff religion, angels have wiener penises.
It sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Lone Star, love you, brother. Good to see you. These people are brave because they think everybody plays by the rules. Our gloves should come off and send them packing. Well, that's really the only thing that's going to work. Don't you think? That's really the only thing that's going to work. I don't see it coming down to anything else. William said, JD, the U.S. military must have been the greatest holy middleman for them to get their 72. We have shown our tech front. The 80s is invisible to the world, and we can touch presidents when they're at home safe. And let me just reiterate this to everybody. Maduro's home was not in some cushy suburb. It wasn't in like a White House. This was in the middle of a fucking military base, you guys. We scooped Maduro out of the middle of a fucking military base. And we built an exact replica of his residence. An exact two-size, perfect replica that our boys were training on. They were training on an exact replica. We had this thing down to a fucking flea's nutsack with how precise we were. And it was a great show of what America can do. Mike Zero Source. Does doing the polar bear plunge in Costa Rica count? I'd like to say yes. Anywhere else is too cold. I don't know if that counts, brother. I've done a couple of really good cold plunges, man. That it feels like cocaine, bro. Pete Bus. Muslim heaven, at least as it is described in English, sounds very similar to the description of hell in the Bible. Funny as shit. Enjoy your goats. Bad type shit, bro. Jax, give him one. Hit him with one. Hit him with one. Yeah, that's my little throat goat. I love you. Paladin Dig. I'm not sure how true this is, but if cut short by a female, they don't get their 72 virgins and their prophet was cut short by a female. I'm going to have to look into that, bro. I'm going to have to look into that. Hell yeah. Bug versus Windshield. JD, Religion of Peace. Check it out. Yeah, I don't think it's the Religion of Peace, homie. I don't think it's the Religion of Peace. SD Dragons. I feel like Peytos should get the one chipper. It is the final ending, bro. The chipper is the final boss for these fucking weirdos that like kids. Alexander, said the Iranian people just dropped a video for Trump. The Iranian people? Did they? We're probably going to have to go look for that, man. Stitch in Time. This born-again, God-fearing Christian is ready for the fight. So tired of these treasonous politicians giving our country away. That dead-ass facts, homie. Dead-ass facts. New Canaan Guardian. What happened to Maduro in prison? Cheeks clapped? Well, so here's the thing is right now, the funny thing about Maduro, where he is right now, is he is in the same place that Diddy was. He's in the same place that Luigi Mangione is. And just today, Tekashi 6ix9ine, y'all remember that dude? Y'all remember Tekashi, Skittles the rapper? He just turned himself in and put out this video. I'm going to hang out with Maduro. I'm going to go meet Maduro and Luigi Mangione. I guarantee you Maduro is in solitary confinement. They don't have Maduro just chilling in GP, hanging out in a dorm or on a unit. He's in solitary confinement. Now, he might work out some sort of a deal for a plea bargain where they do some sort of control on where he goes, because more than likely he'd be headed to a black site. We have to see how this whole thing plays out. Apostolos Veritas. Islam's end time savior equals Christian's antichrist. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And yo, Sergeant Carnage, thank you so much, brother. Huge love and respect to you, my guy. Hope I didn't miss anything important. We've just been going through and taking a look at exactly what is going on with Islam and Muslims in this country, and the way that they seem to be planning a takeover, like what we're seeing in the UK and Ireland and Australia and all these other places. We're seeing this slowly happening, and they're far advanced in their goals in other places as compared to America. But America needs to wake the fuck up. I truly believe that America needs to wake the fuck up before they come for our goats, bro. Keep the goats safe. Bacon every day. Delana said there's 72 virgins. Are there 72 virgins, goats, or humans? Results may vary, brother. Results may vary, I believe. Somebody asked, are you a Christian? I'm not a good Christian, but I am a Christian. I'm not good at it. I try every single day. I pray every single day. And, you know, I don't push it on other people, but that is my belief system. I believe in Jesus Christ. And I absolutely stand by that. Somebody said, black site, meaning, we do not know about or Gitmo. I think it all depends. They might put them somewhere where, we don't know about. When I think black site, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Somewhere that we have no clue about, the general public. Bug versus Windshield. The Religion of Peace is a site that has all the attacks since 9/11. Hell yeah. Weekly posts of attacks reported from all over the world. It's shocking. That is absolutely crazy. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you putting me up on that because I needed to know that. I absolutely needed to know that. Daniel Robertson. So watching from the start, just wanted to add in random lyrics, but Islam is a religion, not a race, so F him on the race card. Big facts, big dog. Appreciate you, man. Alexander said, won't let me send link to look up act Mr. Trump song. Yeah, it doesn't let you send links, man. It doesn't let you send links, unfortunately. But I will look into that, man. I'll check that out. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next piece that we're going to be looking at. This is over in Iran. Iranians are fighting back stronger than all of us Westerners. They know what it means to be under an Islamic regime, and they are fighting for their lives. This is a shorty, but God, this gets me bricked. This is beautiful. Motherfucker. Bro, the throwback Bloodhound Gang song was incredible for me. I loved that. Yeah. The people of Iran, from what I've seen, Iran, from what I've seen, are not happy with their current situation. They're not happy at all. I want to run this. Muslims are saying they're going to take over the United States. Did they forget about rednecks? Islam is not good for this country, and I will never stop saying it. It's never good to forget about the rednecks, you guys. Because the rednecks, they real, dog. They real. I live out in the middle of motherfucking nowhere. I'm in the boondocks.
So Muslims are saying they're going to take over the United States, and I'm not really sure when the liberals are going to take it serious, but it's real.
The future is ours. Every ideal nightmare of a Muslim Europe will come true. They can be as mad as they want. I don't care. America will be a Muslim country. Russia will be a Muslim country.
You smug fat fuck. This fucking dude, this neck-bearded, chubby fucking weirdo sitting there laughing, saying that he's going to take over our country? My guy. Over a lot of dead bodies, brother. Over a lot of fucking dead bodies.
Islam will enter every house. We're unapologetic. Never, ever compromise.
Sounds great, doesn't it? Sharia law across America. Democrats think this is a game. They think it's racist if you call this out. You notice Christians aren't the ones saying, if you're not Christian, you gotta go. We're taking over, the whole thing will become Christian. Sure, they try to persuade people to become a Christian and to believe in Jesus for the betterment of society. Even the message of just doing good and being a good person and living a good life is a big benefit to society.
And what he's talking about here is absolutely true. Western Christian societies, whether you like it or not, are the highest trust societies in the world. And Muslim societies, not so much. John Harville, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that big support. I'm going to bring you on screen as soon as I get back there, but I want to immediately acknowledge that. Thank you so much for supporting us over here. Big love to you, brother. Glad to have you here with us tonight.
When you bring in a religion that says they hate certain groups, they hate certain races, they want to take over everything and force you to be their religion, that's not a religion, that's a cult. That's a way of life. So you think it's bad that Trump supporters voted for a president they thought we could do stuff for this country, right? But you guys are sitting back and won't say a thing about Muslims that want to come to this country and literally take out everyone in their way to make sure the United States becomes fully Muslim. You guys got to wake up soon, man. Liberals are so soft on everything now, they just won't call anything out because it's racist. Let's be real here. This is not good for this country. Everyone should think that this is a threat.
And he's 1,000% right. Just look at how this fraud scheme out in Minnesota played out. There are politicians in Minnesota that are now coming out saying that they were well aware of the fraud. And that Tim Walz was well aware of the fraud, that they brought it to him, and that Tim Walz said, if you come out and speak against this, if you expose this, I will tell everybody you're a racist. And they backed down. They took the knee. They turned a blind eye to this while the American taxpayers were robbed blind out of fear of being called racist. I feel better wearing this hat while talking about this situation. I feel better now that I'm wearing this hat. Big shout out to Barry Ramey and Enrique for sending me this. Big love to you guys, man. So yeah, the fear of being racist is being used to facilitate people taking over our country. And we either need to fucking get real brave about that shit and be like, I don't care what the fuck you call me. I'm going to stand up for my family. I'm going to stand up for my God. I'm going to stand up for my country. I'm going to stand up for the Constitution. Y'all better fucking figure out something to stand for before this country falls and you end up paying taxes or dying by the hand of Muhammad. Because it's coming, you guys. Jebco! Up here in Canada, our government is probably providing them goats. Hot damn, brother. Hot damn. And John Harville, brother, my bearded brother, thank you so much, dog. That's huge support, and I appreciate you, man. Big love to you. Zenabel, yes, good, okay, like Oklahoma boys, because that bug iron don't jam. Oh, hell, yup. Big love to you guys, man. Thank you so much. So we're going to jump back in here. That dude is 100% on point, by the way. 100% on point, in my opinion. And who am I? I'm just a dude. But so look, Ireland is sick of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad has no power here. Whose country is this? Irish. Fucking Irish. Take not, my fellow Americans. We are in the middle of an Islamic takeover in this country. This will be the U.S. if we're not careful. Are you willing to stand up for your republic? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I sure as fuck am. Let's take a look at what's happening over in Ireland.
Ireland has had enough with Islam. Check it out.
Prophet Muhammad, your warlords have no power here! And whose country is this? For you have not come here and dominate and walk and disrespect us in our churches, in our national monument! You will respect the Irish people, or we will make you respect us!
And if there's anything that I know about the Irish people, historically, you guys might remember the IRA. You might remember there's a drink named after our get down over there. There's a drink named after it, the Irish car bomb. We used to do big things. And if it comes down to it, I could see them doing big things again. You know what I'm saying? They're over there fighting what's going on. And we're over here giving them our money and letting them indoctrinate our kids. That's wild as fuck to me. SD Dragon, did you see the Fallen Angels video? I did not. JS, Pennsylvania is turning red. I hope the blue wall finally falls in 2026. A lot of places turning red, man. A lot of places turning red. Turd Ferguson, hey, my profile picture is perfect now. I love that, brother. I absolutely love that. Rob Bend said, treat for the pups. Thank you, and the pups will thank you as well. The real Nick Shane, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing well, JD. I am, because I'm here with my family. I'm here with this beautiful community, and we're hanging out, man. Big love and respect to you, Nick Shane. I appreciate you being here with us and rocking out, dog. So, you guys, I want to end this off with one more poll. Do you guys want Islam in your country? Do you want Islam in your country? Man, I got a huge typo in there. You guys know what I'm saying. Do you guys want Islam in your country? Do you guys want to give them the opportunity to take over? Do you guys want to bend over and let them just turn your shit into something unrecognizable? Do you guys think that we fought the wars to become an independent, free country so that we should hand it over to people who want to enslave us and kill us if we don't assimilate to their religion and bow the knee to their prophet, who, by the way, married a 6-year-old and raped her at 9? There's a word for that. What's the word for that? Fucking wood chipper, dog. Wood chipper's the word for that. King of the Wind, love the content. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. JS said, shout out for my New England Patriots, JD. The dynasty is here. Hell yeah, bro. Get them. So, my question to you now is, 98% of the people in here don't want Islam in their countries taken over. So what are we going to do about it, you guys? What are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit back and let them scare us? Let these liberals scare us by insinuating that we're racist or that we're white supremacist? If we want our countries to be recognizable, if we want a future for our children? Or are we going to stand up and do something about this? Are we getting to the point where they've let so many people in here that it's going to end up being the Crusades 2.0? Do you guys think that that's where we've gotten, to the point where it's going to have to be Crusades? Do you think that you see another way out? Yes or no? I want to know. I want to peep these comments. Cock, lock, and load. Lead him to the wood chipper. Fight, fight, fight. Reconquista. But that's racist. Oh, man. Robert said, thank you for keeping it real, brother. We do have to do something. We are past that point, homie. We got to move and stop talking about it. I agree with you 100%, man. We are fucked if we don't do something. Whitney, absolutely agree. Fight to the death. I ain't got nothing but time. Where's the fight at? Being an anti-Islam is racist, then I am a grand wizard. Damn. Irish Bomb Squad said, Crusades 2.0 merch? Well, you know, I talked to my rep at Bunker Branding today, and we might have our graphic designers working something up. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for reminding me that we needed to do this, Irish Bomb Squad. Thank you for hitting me up and putting me back on game about this, because this is something we've needed to talk about for a while. This was important, and I think it's really important that we stay on top of this. We need to be inhumane to get rid of the Bellins, and it's gone way past normal protocol. I mean, I fear that you're correct on that, my man. Yo, Paul Beers, dude, appreciate you, man. Huge love. Thank you so much for that support, big dog. That means a lot to me. Deeply appreciate you. Mike Zero Source, turn my shit inside out? That's what Scoutmaster Kevin asked. Fuck, bro. Fuck. Hot damn, bro. Tom Evil 6, do something powerful and lasting. I think that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Dude's Detail, training is overtime for the game. Yes, sir. Amen. The real Nick Shane, if we vote against them at mass, I would love to think we can vote our way out of this. And I want to say something else. In fact, let me get this back up here, because I do believe I have something saved on that. Because I don't personally, I live in the state of Oregon, right? And the state of Oregon is violently retarded, as a lot of you guys probably know. The state of Oregon is violently retarded. You know what? I meant to share some more of this shit. There's some other shit that I need to share with you guys. Are you guys good if we go into overtime here? Are you guys good if we go into a little bit of overtime here on this live? Because there's some shit that I think we need to talk about. But, you know, here in the state of Oregon, We have mail-in voting. We have voucher voting, where you can vote for other people in your home, up to 8 people. So voting seems really pointless here in the state of Oregon, which is problematic because it makes you feel hopeless. That's why for like the last 30 or 40 years, we've had completely blue government. And it's destroyed us, bro. It's destroyed us. Portland is a third world country, dog. But this gives me hope right here. Peep this out.
They vote on paper ballots. They tried voting by mail, and there was fraud all over the country. We're the only country that votes by mail, essentially. You know that, right? You know, Speaker, that's another thing. We're the only country that's stupid enough to vote by mail. Even Jimmy Carter's commission said don't do it. But just to finish so that you won't say he wonders.
What he went on to say is they are going to try to abolish mail-in voting and have voter ID. They want voter ID. And people say that if you want voter ID, that you're a racist. You know that's what they be saying, because what's the logic behind that? They say that people of color are too stupid to figure out how to get ID. Is that not racist? Do you guys think that it's racist to assume that people of color can't figure out how to go down to the DMV and get a fucking ID to be able to vote? Is voter ID racist? I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that having voter ID is racist? Or do you think that people of color are smart enough to figure out how to go down to the fucking DMV and do the same process that everybody else who has ID in this country? You legally have to have ID if they pull you over on the fucking street, bro. Do you think that it's fucking racist to require ID to vote? I'm shocked that there's 7% of people who think that it is racist. I'm honestly shocked that we have 7% of people in here who think voter ID is racist. That's new to me. That's highly new to me. I find it a little bit sus. But here's Tim Walz talking about they're trying to force Tim Walz to resign. And this is what his answer is.
Their idea of improving this state is being a parrot for Donald Trump, agreeing to everything that he agreed with. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. It ain't happening. I'm not going anywhere. And you can make all your requests for me to resign over my dead body.
Dude, that's a brave choice of words right now, my guy. People fucking hate you. You are wildly fucking hated in this country right now for what you have done to Minnesota. And for the money that has been stolen out of our fucking pockets. You're wildly hated. I wouldn't be in your situation and get up on stage in front of a microphone and go, over my dead body. First off, bitch, you don't sound tough. Secondly, you know there's people out there that are mad enough they're going to take that as a challenge, right? I mean, that might be the next TikTok challenge. You're dumb as fuck for saying that.
That happened. I will fight this thing till the very end to make this state better. And the question that I think they need to decide is when did the guy in the White House resign?
So he'll fight till the bitter end to make his state better. When you got in there, you dumb motherfucker, they had an $18 billion reserve of money on deck. And now they're billions of dollars in debt. And they have the biggest expose of fraud that's ever been exposed of taxpayer money in American history. What have you done to make it better? You put tampons in boys' rooms. You mutilated children's genitals. You imported a shitload of fucking inbred, retarded people, and you allowed them to steal our fucking money. You weird fuck.
When does he take accountability for what he did? Because it isn't going to happen here in terms of us shying away from making this.
His only move, and he does it every single time, is to blame Trump. every single time he blames Trump. I'm guessing that you are a big Last of Us fan, are you? Yes, sir. Dalty Salty said, I'm retarded. I didn't mean to vote yes. I'm in the 7%. Throw your stones. Totally understandable. I love you, brother. You're all good, man. You're all good. Somebody said, I can't stand listening to Tim Walz any longer. And a lot of people feel that way. And that's why it's probably a really bad fucking idea for his dumb ass to be out here using those words. And Donald Trump just announced California under Governor Newsom is more corrupt than Minnesota, if that's possible. The fraud investigation of California has begun. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yo, you guys, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Send in Nick Shirley, you guys. Send in Nick Shirley to California. Sick Nick Shirley on them motherfuckers, bro. Hey, and by the way, huge shout out to my little brother Nick Shirley, who last month hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube and today is sitting at 1.45 million. This dude has been at it since he was like 13 or 14 years old, and he is blowing up and taking over in a major way, and I predicted that he would because he is the hardest working independent journalist I've ever seen. He's going to pass me up, you guys, and I'm going to cheer for him every step of the way. That man has earned it. That man deserves it. He's a good friend of mine, and I am a huge fan of the work that he does. So, just so you guys know, shout out and congratulations to Nick Shirley.
Here at the South Park Leering Center, we're not just retarded, we're Minnesota retarded. Ilhan Omar was educated here, and she's complete.
Bro, she opens her mouth and all that comes out is a fucking holy shit, this is lit.
Completely retarded. And I know this might come as a surprise, but I myself am retarded. Here at the...
Not a surprise at all that you are violently mentally retarded, Tampon Tim. Not at all. Not at all. We are not shocked or shook by that fact. We 100% believe you. 100%. So, I want to hear what Megyn Kelly has to say on this.
Muslims, let's be honest, they're breeding like rabbits. That's like part of their mission, is to have kids, have tons of kids, have 6, 7, 8 kids, and win by multiplication. So Christians need to start having babies. Sorry, but we do. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry, but no more Muslims. We're done. Our values are not aligned. They're just not. I have Muslim friends. It's nothing against them. Their individual, friendships are fine. They as individuals are fine. But Islam is not consistent with the values of America, of the West. They should stay in countries that don't care about keeping church and state separated. They should stay in countries that don't care about protecting free speech. They should stay in countries that don't care about women's rights. That's where Islam can fester and grow. It's great. I mean, I'm sure if that's like your thing and you don't care about like genital mutilation, you might really enjoy living in an Islamic country. If you don't mind living in a life as a woman where you have to keep every inch of your body except for your eyeballs covered, yeah, someplace in the Middle East could be for you. It's not my thing. It's not America's thing. And it's not a thing that we should want or encourage in the West. And it's definitely not a thing we should encourage at our governmental level.
So, I agree with everything that she just said there. I don't always agree with her. I agree with every single fucking word she just said there. Every single word. And I want to ask you guys, so we just watched that South Park-esque Tim Walz talking about being retarded. And do you guys remember when the Super Friends Club in South Park, where it was Jesus and it was Buddha and Muhammad, and the Muslims were threatening Matt and Trey to kill them if they included Muhammad, because in their religion, any depiction of Muhammad is illegal in their religion. And they threatened Matt and Trey, and they still ran the fucking episode at risk of their own life. Yeah. Comedy Central was a little shooketh. by that. But
the question is macro Islam compatible with Western values? Macro. Of course it's not. There are three major reasons why. Islam does not believe in freedom of speech. Islam does not believe in freedom of religion. And Islam does not believe in separation of mosque and state.
That right there alone is enough. That right there alone means that they are enemies to the Constitution of the United States of America. And what is every soldier, everybody in the military that's ever served, every politician, every cop, what do they swear to protect? Protecting the Constitution's in there, my guy. These guys are enemies of the Constitution, period.
Those three things are antithetical to the West. In a Muslim majority country, most Muslim majority countries, you cannot criticize the Prophet Muhammad. In most Muslim majority countries, you do not have the same robust freedom of religion protections. And finally, whereas we in the West are very careful to try to intermix religion and state, they are commanded to actually go into the state and try to change the state to be more Islamic around the core pillars of Islam. And the last thing I'll finally say is, I cannot see a single Western country that has become more Islamic and has become a better place to live that is happier or freer.
Facts. Absolute facts. 100% facts. Name one fucking country, nation, state that has been better for becoming Islamic and falling under Sharia law.
What metric? Just happiness, quality?
Everything from quality of life, from cultural cohesion, from whether people want to live there, prior to the native-born fertility rates.
Again, people watching this will say is your criticism of the religion itself or not Muslim people? Because there are British Muslims who have been born here.
You don't have to caveat it all the time. I know you guys have to because you're British and all that. A culture ceases to exist when we don't have unified language. When you cannot talk to your neighbor. I'm not discounting that there are good individual Muslims. The question that we need to reckon with the West is Mohammedanism compatible with the teachings of Blackstone? Is it compatible with the legacy of Wilberforce?
All right.
And the great thinkers that have come from this country? And I will say, no, there's a reason why when you go to these Islamic countries that you're not going to see the equal protection of rights, that you do not believe in universal human equality, that you do not believe the same things that we believe in the West. And I think it's suicidal to import millions of them.
Yeah,
and I 1000% agree with everything that Charlie said. I'm not saying that all Muslims are bad people. I'm saying that it's not fucking compatible, dog. It's not compatible at all whatsoever. It is antithetical, in fact, to what we believe and what we practice and what we are built upon. So to import them here and to put them in any positions of power is 100% almost, I would say it's treasonous behavior. And I want you guys to know, I think Charlie would have been president. I think Charlie Kirk would have been our president. CJ said, funny, Charlie could talk about the Muslims, no problem. He talked about Israel and died. And that is 100% a fact right there. That is a fact right there. He turned his back on them and he started asking the wrong questions. And within a month, he was dead. He was dead.
Well, just on a passing point on that, it's most of the time, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even multicultural, because there was an example there was a school a few months ago during Easter which cancelled Easter celebrations out of respect for other faiths. So it's not as if the word multicultural and multi-diverse doesn't include Christianity.
No, and again, this is the red-green axis, and Britain is at the forefront of this. You have the Marxists that have infiltrated your government and the Islamists that are coming to your country. And when they combine together, they both agree on one thing. They have huge disagreements on a lot. They hate the West, and they want to see it broken.
Okay.
And that is exactly it. They fucking hate us. They hate us. They hate our freedom. They hate our culture. They hate what we're about. They hate our religion. And it's absolutely insane that we entertain these people as guests when we know full well how they feel about us. You guys, I have to run downstairs and take a brief intermission. I have drinking too much of the Monster. I have to take a piss. I want to leave you guys while I take this 1 minute break. I want to leave you guys with Charlie Kirk, and I want you guys to hear his words on this. I want you guys to hear what he has to say on this while I take a quick piss. I'm going to leave you with someone more eloquent and definitely a better man than me, and it sucks that he's not here with us today.
good. We are living through Genesis 50:20 right now. What the enemy meant for evil, God will use for good. And it is a prerequisite for a explosion of Christianity and commitments for Christ. But the second part is equally as important. And that's what I also want to talk about, which is the state of our nation. Which is, praise God, God gave us a respite. Donald Trump won. Young people helped deliver it. But going even beyond that, what is the type of country that we want to live in? I want to live in a type of country where you don't have to lock your doors at night. A type of country where church attendance is going up. A type of country where people are going to get married and have children. A type of country where we are not going to have a Muslim Marxist mayor of New York City. There's something wrong with that, everybody. Now, this is where people say, Charlie, you can't say that. Let me repeat it for whatever stenographer for the media. There's something wrong when you have a Muslim Marxist mayor of New York City, our greatest city. There's something wrong with that. In fact, we don't talk enough about Islam. There is a red-green axis that is trying to suffocate this country. We talk a lot about the red, which is the Marxist, but we don't talk nearly enough about the Islamist. We don't talk nearly enough about the hundreds of thousands of Muslims that we have voluntarily imported into our country that build mosques, implement Sharia law. I don't know if you guys have this problem in South Carolina or not, but thankfully no. But you go to Minneapolis, you even go to Dallas, you go to New York, and it will metastasize. It will spread. You know why? Because the women of the West, they get cats. The women of Muslims, they have 8 kids. Eventually, it doesn't work very well. It's just a bunch of math. The women of the West have abortions. The women of Muslims, they have entire communities they can fill. When you import one, you get 32, 10 years later, chain migration, all this nonsense. People say, but Charlie, don't you understand that the immigrants make our country better? Hold on a second. Immigration without assimilation is an invasion. And when you have millions of people coming into the country that do not learn our language, that do not learn our culture. Let me give you a great example. Any truck drivers out there? I'm sure we have a couple truck drivers. I see some hands being raised. God bless you guys. Do you know that just the other day, an illegal alien that entered in this country by the name of Harbinger Singh, one of 400,000 illegal alien refugees that Joe Biden gave commercial driver's licenses to, so 18-wheel big rigs, okay? This guy did an illegal U-turn in the middle of the day. Do you see this video? Illegal U-turn in the middle of a day on a two-way highway in Florida, goes around and kills 3 Americans. Everybody, there are 400,000 of them. They don't read English. How can you read the street signs? How can you communicate on a two-way radio? How can you talk to a police officer? How do you even know what you're carrying if you don't communicate English? You know what's happened here, everybody? We, as conservatives and Christians, we've allowed them to take our generosity for granted. They have taken advantage of us. And it is not against the individual person or, all the great sob stories that we hear or whatever. But here is the kicker. The kicker is this. We need to love the nation so much that we don't care about the insults that they throw at us.
And I think that's 100% correct. And I saw that I spoke out against the Fed slop narrative of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And there was a couple people that got really, really mad at me. They got really mad at me because I questioned the FBI narrative. And, I completely understand that. If you really just want to believe what the FBI says, and you really think that, the feds are telling you the truth and the absolute truth, we welcome that here. Because we 100% stand with the feds, and we know that federal agencies would never lie to us here in America, right? We all stand with the feds here, right? In this chat, in this community, we always believe the feds and everything that they feed us. The CIA, the FBI, they would never lie to us. We 100% believe in them. Female body inspector, femboy bussy inspector, brother. Hell yeah. I don't believe the FBI narrative on that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't believe that some absolutely mentally deranged dude with a 30-06 who was mad because Charlie Kirk insulted his gay furry relationship with that trans weirdo, that mentally ill fuck. I don't believe that he got hit with that 30-06 from that distance and that his neck had like some fucking from Krypton Superman power ability to stop a 30-06 bullet. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I just don't. It's pretty much because I don't trust our government, and I probably never will. And, you know, I know really good FBI agents. I really do. Some of them that work in child crimes against children and shit like that. They do an incredible job. But when it comes to these big situations that just dead ass don't make sense, I don't believe what they're saying, bro. I don't believe what they're saying. You know, it just is what it is. I want to know what you think, though. Do you believe the FBI about the Kirk assassination? I just want to know. I want to get a gauge for how many of you believe the FBI narrative about the Kirk assassination. Do you think that Tyler Robinson went up there with the 30-06 and murked Kirk, and that his neck stopped that bullet, and that white background in his tent was completely unbloodied with a 30-06 shot? Anybody voting no? Have you ever shot a 30-06? Just wondering. Just wondering. Just want to know. And maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. Maybe I am a conspiracy theorist. Do I think Tyler Robinson was involved? I absolutely do. I absolutely believe that Tyler Robinson was involved. Do I think that he was the shooter and that he did it with a 30-06? No, I do not. I do not believe that. So, and Diane, did you vote yes or no? So we've got, you know, there's 18% of people, 17, 18% of people, it fluctuates back and forth, that think the FBI narrative is pretty righteous. And I'll respect that. What I'm saying is pretty radical, and I might be a conspiracy theorist for that. But, you know, I don't believe it. I'm thoroughly unconvinced, and a lot of the actual evidence that I've seen makes me question it even more. If we vote against him in mass, the real Nick Shane, Taylor the Great, fuck Islam, America first, time to stand the fuck up. Darkside Dabber, what's up, dog? The Norse helped stop the last Islamic world domination tour. By Odin's beard, you, JD, have my axe. Hail Sa, my brother. Great to see you here tonight, bro. Appreciate you. Alex Vega said, we can respect different cultures, but the USA is a Christian country first. Joshua Duckworth, we will dog walk these goat effers. Bro. Nate's Memes. Democrats control Oregon, Washington, California, and the election outcomes. I 1000% believe this. I 1000% believe that they are running the elections, and that my vote in Oregon doesn't fucking matter, bro. I 1000% believe that. Until we end mail-in voting and we end the voucher voting and we get actual voter ID, I don't think that anyone in Oregon's vote actually matters. There's only 3 counties in the entire state that are blue. And yet we've had a dominated fucking blue government for like 30 years. Taylor the Great, definitely going to fight for America. Proud black American, and I'm sick of people trying to weaponize the word racism against white people. My family, dog. My family. This is a big ass hug for you, brother. Appreciate you. I love you. And I fucking stand with you to the end, dog. Amazing disgrace. If we abolish the filibuster, we can fix the elections. Dems will never win again. Well, and here's the thing is, I don't want Dems to never win again. I just want fair elections. If the Dems are going to fairly win the election, I'm with the shits. If there are more people who believe that, dudes in little girls' restrooms and mutilating genitals is the shit that we should be doing, then fucking so be it. I disagree with that shit. But, I believe in free and fair elections. And whoever wins, wins, man. Turd Ferguson. I have to have a picture ID to exercise my Second Amendment rights. Libtards seem to think that it's not racist. It's crazy, bro. You have to have ID. I have to have ID to buy my awns. And like, they know me. They know me. They know I'm old. My homeboy down the street, I don't want to dox his name or anything. He right down the street. He knows me. He's one of us. He's in this community often. He knows me, but he still has to have an ID to be able to scan to sell me my ons. I don't even buy beer. You have to have it to buy beer. You have to have it to buy guns. You have to have it to buy any nicotine products. But you don't have to have it to vote, because that's racist. Shit, man. How is anybody supposed to get malt liquor, dog? If having ID is racist, that's crazy as fuck. Milkman. Surplus to debt amounts similar to Washington State. Yeah, bro. They milk it dry. Used to have something, now they in debt. The real Nick Shane. Vote and remove Islam's classification as a religion. That's an idea right there. Now we're fucking cooking with some gas, big dog. Kevin Poprock's my guy. They don't want voter ID so they can import voters like illegal aliens in sanctuary cities. Wood chipper 2028. And that's exactly fucking it, my guy. That's exactly fucking it. You're dead on. Dude's detail. Megyn Kelly has Muslim friends like non-racists have black friends. Paladin Dig says, not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they dig D's. Digging them D's, brother. Digging them D's. Nate's memes. Tim Walsh, Ilhan Omar, Omar Fata, and Jacob Frey for treason. Yeah, 2026. Here's the thing is we have a long, proud history in the great United States of America of dealing with traitors the right way. We get some rope. We get a tree. We swing them in the town square, bro. We let everybody stand around and watch. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing it no more. What the fuck? Diamond Alex, what is up, brother? Great to see you. Rest in peace, Charlie loved him. Absolutely, man. Yo, Colbito, stay leerent. We're leering something new up in here today, bro. You always got to stay leering. Ryan V, I've shot trees down with smaller bullets. Absolutely. If you guys haven't checked out the videos that Nate, Valhalla VFT did, showing you guys what a 30-06 round will do, you should check that out. And then if you want to go with the idea that, well, what if it was a frangible round? You know, a softer round that falls apart easier, and that's what he used. Go check out Heavy Duty Country and Jesse on Fire's video. They shot off some frangible rounds, 30-06, and I'm pretty sure you'll be like, yeah, that shit don't make sense anymore, bro. That shit don't make any sense. Darkside Dabber, quick, someone clip JD saying, digging them D's. Digging them D's, brother. Somebody's going to clip that, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Y'all be fucking me up, bro. Y'all be doing me dirty, and I love y'all. I absolutely love y'all. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to jump back in here. The gentleman, 007. Thank you, sir. Big love and respect. I want to grab this. Thank you, Charlie. We appreciate you. Y'all heard about what today is? Today, January 6th, is Jerk for Kirk Day. So, this is so crazy, dude. This is so crazy. So, some Gen Zers came up with a memorial for Charlie Kirk today. They call it Jerk for Kirk Day. And they're literally gooning for Charlie Kirk today. I put a video out about it earlier, and I think YouTube absolutely fucking suppressed it. But a bunch of Gen Zers did Jerk for Kirk Day, which is really weird. It's really weird that they're gooning for Charlie Kirk. I feel like he would have just much rather if y'all picked up a Bible. I just got this thing, man. I'm so stoked on this. This Bible, you see this? This is a Bible in dark mode. It's easier on my eyes. I have great vision, but like bright shit hurts my eyes. I think it might be from living in prison for so long where they have those fucking fluorescent lights right above you and they don't turn them off. So, you know, you can never really get like, it's just constant, bro. So I get migraines. So this thing, I love this thing. It just arrived today, and I'm super stoked about it. The only thing I wish is that it had the words of Jesus Christ, because that's just a New Testament, and the New Testament is my jam. It's my jam. I wish that they had the words of Jesus Christ in red in there, but yeah, I feel like Charlie Kirk would much rather have Gen Zers pick up a Bible rather than jerk for Kirk. You might disagree, but I think that would have been more Charlie's jam than the gooning for him, bro. I don't think he really wanted anybody to goon for him. I think he wanted people to walk in the light, walk in the right, and respect this country.
Ex-Muslim is being called Islamophobic because she fears Islam. Watch why.
Islamophobia is a stupid word. I mean, it's so self-contradictory. What are phobias? Phobias are irrational fears. But fearing a religion that demands my death penalty is completely rational. Apostasy in Islam is considered such a grave sin that Islam demands the death penalty for it. The Prophet Muhammad said, whoever changes his religion, him. But even the laws in Muslim countries, I have friends in Iran and elsewhere who have parents that were stabbed to death just for converting to Christianity. And this sort of things happens all the time. We just, as I said, don't hear about it because the media covers up all these things, and like the persecution of Christians in the Muslim world.
So what she's saying is Islamophobia isn't a real word because that would be an irrational fear. A phobia is an irrational fear. And she's saying, as an ex-Muslim, that it's a very rational fucking fear, homie. It's a very rational fear to fear Islam. Especially for her, straight up, she's saying, they will kill me because she decided to convert from Islam to Christianity. If she is in a Islam-run country, they will kill her for that. So she has a very logical fear of it. And the fact that their end goal is to convert us all or kill the ones that won't bend the knee means that it's a very rational fucking fear. But I don't think fear is really productive. I think fucking doing something about it is productive. And I want to show you just how deep this is ingrained. I can't believe that we almost didn't go into overtime because I really wanted to show this to you and I forgot about it. This is so important. I'm so glad so many people are still here. I want you to see how deep this goes and how many of our cities and states and what level we're being infested here. Check this out.
I don't know about you, but I'm actually really happy Elon Musk is finally talking about this, but there is so much more to this story. Put the Minnesota flag back, he says. But Americans need to pay attention to this. The flag features an 8-point star, a symbol prominent in Islam, and we're seeing it show up in flags all across the nation.
So what that is supposed to represent in Islam, the 8-point star, is like the 8 virtues of Muhammad. The dude who married a 6-year-old girl and raped her when she was 9. It's his virtues. Each one is for one of his virtues. Now, ostensibly, when you look at these virtues, absolutely on point. They're great principles to live by and everything. They believe Muhammad lived the perfect life. I believe Jesus Christ lived a perfect life and that he died for our sins. Muhammad was a warlord and he wants you to kill for him to get into heaven. I think I know which one I am going to fuck with. Like, straight up. Hey, Joseph, welcome over from Valhalla VFT's chat, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's what the 8-point star is in Islam, just so you guys know, to give you context as she goes on.
The original Minnesota flag was replaced with a flag that resembles the flag of Somalia, a flat blue design with that 8-point star. Now, this is the same flag that Jackie Toberoff and I have been reporting on for almost 2 years now.
So he took this flag, the Minnesota flag, and he changed it to something that absolutely resembles the Somalian flag. Dude's detail! Thank you so much, homie. Keep covering this problem. It's not going away until it's fully exited the wood chipper. Much love, fam. Dude's detail, thank you so much for that support, big dog. Love you. I'm going to bring that up on screen as soon as we get back over there. And welcome to Sir Bob and everybody else who came over from Valhalla VFT's chat. Appreciate you and I love you guys, man. So this was the old Minnesota flag, and under Tim Walz's reign of terror and fraud in Minnesota, they changed it to closely resemble the Somalian flag, which is a weird fucking thing to do, bro. These people come over here and we're supposed to accommodate for them. They come here because Somalia is so fucked up and we start making here more like there to make them feel comfortable. We bend over, spit on our asshole and tell them to just come take it.
Minnesota's original flag, there was nothing wrong with it, reflected the history of the land, a Native American on horseback, and a farmer.
So they disrespected Native Americans and farmers to honor Somalians. Watch this. Watch Tim Walz.
Now this, of course, comes on the heels of Minnesota's massive fraud scandal, so now people are starting to pay attention to this flag, which is great. But Americans need to understand, again, this isn't just happening in Minnesota. Take a look at Reno, Nevada, before and after. Take notice, 8-point star.
That's crazy. That's crazy. The subtlety with which they're moving in the symbolism of Islam into American culture, taking over.
Look at Kent, Ohio, before and after.
That's fucking nuts, you guys. And if you look it up, she doesn't do every single one of them. I've been able to research and find others.
Now look at the city of Hutchinson in Kansas. They've actually scrubbed much of the internet of what the previous flag looked like, but it resembles their city seal. They said it was too basic. Now, Jacqueline Toberoff wrote an entire article in 2024 with all the links of the changes and then proposed flags as well. You can check it out. So what are the chances they all just happen to have this same 8-point star?
None. None at all. None at all. That is a symbol for something that is trying to take over here in the U.S. That is what they're doing. I want you guys to see the best way, if you want to take over a nation over time, by outbreeding the people that are native there, like some sort of fucking parasitic invasion, is to go for the kids and indoctrinate the kids, bro. Indoctrinate the kids. Clement, I do have a P.O. box. Dr. Dre Light, if you have that, can you pop it in the chat for us, bro, if you have it handy?
Are you ready for a case that's going to the Supreme Court that involves Islamic indoctrination in a New Jersey middle school? Well, buckle up because this one gets a little crazy. This is from the Thomas More Law Center that's petitioning the Supreme Court to reverse a lower court decision in an 8-year saga that all began in 2017 when Libby Hilsenrath discovered that her 12-year-old son was being shown propaganda videos at his middle school in New Jersey. Way over the line Islamic propaganda videos that were proselytizing to the students. Now, the middle school tried to counter that this was a mandated class on world culture and geography, and that they were teaching students about all religions, about Buddhism, Hinduism, etc. But these videos on Islam hit a little differently. One of the 5-minute videos they were shown included phrases such as this: Muhammad, peace be upon him, I'm not saying the other one, is the last and final messenger of God. God gave him the noble Quran. What is the noble Quran? Divine revelation sent to Muhammad, last prophet of Allah, a perfect guide for humanity. The noble Quran, without any doubt, an eloquent guide from Allah, and Islam, a shining beacon against the darkness of repression, segregation, intolerance, and racism. And it ended with these words: may God help us all find the true faith, Islam. This was in a school. Even worse, the background music for this video includes the poem Qasida Burda in Arabic, describing Christians and Jews as infidels, and praising Muhammad in gruesome detail for unaliving them. And that wasn't even the only video they were shown. The next video instructed these 7th graders in how to make the Muslim profession of faith, in other words, how to convert, and how to set up their own mosque tours. And Mrs. Hilsenrath also discovered that her son had been given homework, a fill-in-the-blanks worksheet that was the Muslim profession of faith, the Shahada, which of course says there is no God but you-know-who, and you-know-who is his messenger. They had her son and the rest of the class, 7th graders in New Jersey, saying and writing this. This is what we're up against.
7th graders, you guys. 7th graders being indoctrinated into accepting Islam in 7th grade.
And while the media is discussing this mostly in terms of parental rights, buckle up. This is going to be a really, really, really crazy ride. Oh boy, the joys of pluralism. CC Pope Leo.
So we're not allowed to mix church and state. You can't have Christ in the schools, but you can have fucking Islam? That's weird to me, dog. That's weird to me. Now I want to address something Joe Smith said. All Valhalla VFT viewers, how do you feel about him constantly saying that Islam is not a threat to America? This is one of those things that me and Nate don't see completely eye to eye on. I love Nate. He's a good friend of mine. I've been friends with him for decades. And he has a different perspective on it from his lived experience in the sandbox, bro. Like, he fought side by side with Muslim people in the sandbox. So he has a different lived experience and he sees things differently than me. And I just want to let you guys know, much like with Ian Bick being willing to work with Mr. Beast and I wasn't, I still love my brothers, even if we disagree on different things. You know what I'm saying? We have different life experience. We have different points of view. I love and respect my brothers, period. I think at the end of the day, we're all Americans. We want what's best for this country. I'll tell you this right now. Valhalla has done more to fight for and protect this country than I have. And I give him his fucking respect on that all day, every day. So, that's just what it is, in my opinion. I think we need more people that can agree to disagree and to be able to, stay respectful on that. This right here, why is nobody speaking about this? I thought in 1962, the United States Supreme Court made a landmark decision in Engel v. Vattel, effectively removing official prayer from schools. Why is Islam given special privileges? Just like what she was talking about, and just like what I was talking about, I want you guys to know, if this was a Christian thing that was being done in our schools, it would be a huge fucking issue. But when it's Islam, when it's fucking Islam, bro.
Minneapolis, St. Paul, home now to the largest Somali Muslim population in America, over 90,000 strong. Prayer rooms in public schools. Let me say that again. Prayer rooms in public schools. God forbid you put a chapel in a public school, but you can put a damn prayer room for the Muslims in the public schools and nobody says anything? You want to talk about hate? You want to talk about bias? That would be a sign of it.
So, I think that, even just looking at this, you should be able to see that this is some fucking bullshit, you guys. This is some bullshit. We can't have this, but we can have Islam. We can have kids learning about 72 virgins. We can have kids learning about the Prophet Muhammad that liked kids. But we can't learn about Jesus Christ there. We can't have the religion that our country was actually founded upon in our schools. But you can have that shit. That's a problem for me. Is that a problem for you guys? Let me know in the chat if that's a fucking problem for you guys. I don't know if you've seen my cut, my leather vest, my cut, my biker cut. I have a big old infidel patch on that bitch. For a reason. For a reason.
I asked you.
Let me finish.
I asked you to believe I should be killed today.
And I answered you, sir.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
Yes or no?
I answered you.
I think you said yes. You want me to
Yeah,
I said.
Yeah, you answered me.
In a proper Islamic jurisdiction, an Islamic nation, all of the laws of Islam and the Sharia, as revealed by God, should be applied.
So if we were in that kind of state, would you do it?
Including
I'm not the one that
with proper due process, with a proper court hearing, just like any nation of laws, the laws of the Sharia should be applied, including the death penalty for not only apostates, but also blasphemers.
You didn't answer me, yes or no?
We did answer.
Yes, we did answer.
Yeah, so I should be killed.
We did answer.
I deserve to be killed because I left Islam and became a Christian.
According to Islamic law, an apostate like you would be killed, yes.
Okay, thank you.
At least you fucking said it at the end, you fucking cowards. At least at the end, you fucking had the balls to look a man in his face and say that, yes, you believe he should be killed because he changed his religion. He is an apostate in your religion. And now you believe that he should be dead for that. He should be brutally, violently killed for that. I'll give them that much respect for at least standing on business enough to look a man in his eyes and say it, because a lot of them won't. A lot of them will dance around the issue, they'll skirt around the issue, which they did up until the very end. But yeah, if you leave Islam, they believe you deserve to die for that. That is a death sentence to them. What does that sound like? That sounds like, that doesn't sound like a religion of peace to me, you guys. I don't buy that that's religion of peace type shit at all. Tinhead, we're overdue for a new crusade, starting with the light bulb heads, the Somalians. Miralax time. As a member of Gen Z, we do not claim them. Hell yeah, Bubba, that's what's up. Jerking for Kirk is just disrespectful, bro. Like I said, Kirk would want you to get into the Bible. Kirk would want you to go out and have respectful discourse with your neighbors and talk about what we believe in this country and what's best for this country. Kirk wouldn't want you gooning for him, bro. That's weirdo behavior. That's weirdo behavior. Hold up. Yo, Justin, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, my brother. 8 points of their nasty starfish. No, nope. Hell no, never. Love you, JD. Keep up the good work of Jesus. Yo, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for that support. That's huge. I appreciate that more than you know. Big love and respect, and I stand with you, my brother in Christ. Dude's Detail. Keep covering this problem. It's not going away until it's fully exited the wood chipper. Much love, fam. And huge love to you, too. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much that support means to us here, me and Jax. That's the whole squad, bro. It's me and Jax over here. We appreciate you, dog. John Harville, again, thank you so much for your support. Huge love to you, dude. You have been so generous and kind. Appreciate you. Josh Duckworth said, seen a video earlier today. These daycares got ads on Craigslist looking for child actors paying $1,500 per day, no cap. And here's what I want to say about that, because I saw that and I don't think there's a real and relevant way to be able to discern whether that is reality or not, because anybody can put up a Craigslist ad saying anything. There have been other situations in which people have tried to source Craigslist ads as being evidentiary. I could go make a Craigslist ad right now saying that I live in any part of Minnesota, asking people to help me perpetrate fraud, and people would see that and they could run with it. That doesn't fit my standard for evidence. You know what I'm saying? But I did see that, and you're not wrong. That has been out there. Country, JD, still sober. 2 thoughts. I used the same 30-06 on a possum head and it was unrecognizable. That's what 30-06s do, my brother. That's what 30-06s do. Also, we need to make Islams uncomfortable here. Yeah, well, instead we're just letting them take us for billions of dollars, bro. And the money, let me be really clear about this, you guys. The money that they're taking that belongs to us as the American people, that money was set aside for American children, for food, for health care, and for child care so their parents could work to keep a roof over their fucking head. They're stealing from our children. And yet, so many people in this country are mad that the fraud was exposed instead of being mad that these people were running our pockets for money dedicated and allocated for our fucking children. How in the fuck does that exist? How do you get so severely mentally retarded that you're mad at the guy for exposing the fraud instead of the people that stole from your fucking kids? The people that hate you. They hate you, and they're stealing from your kids. Todd Terrell, what's up? Walls did it as a bow to them, kicking up to him. Why he bowed out for his 3rd run. They're getting paid. And here's why I think he bowed out. I think he bowed out for his 3rd run because he is hoping that that'll be enough. That it'll be out of sight, out of mind, and that maybe they won't investigate him. Maybe they won't throw him under the bus. Maybe they'll let him just slink away and hide in the shadows after he's done with this. that maybe if he just gives up and turns and shows his belly, like the coward that he is, that he won't get prosecuted? And I hope to God it doesn't work. But I don't have a lot of faith in the American legal justice system when it comes to elites getting the same level of justice that you or I would. If it was you or I, we'd be sitting in fucking custody right now, facing huge charges. But because this dude is powerful and he's rich, I don't have any faith that we're going to follow through. Manowar, down with the Green-Red Alliance. Facts. Social or Specialist Skull. I'll choose death before dishonor to believe in Christ as my Savior and Lord. Amen, brother. Amen. Absolutely. Galizia, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I love you, and thank you so much for that support, homie. Jack Dog Steve, appreciate you. Is that your pupper, bro? Is that your dog? I love it when you guys show me your dogs, man. Big love to you, brother. Big love. Elephantasm. Hey, JD, I hate to say it, but I'm probably planning to leave the country and move to Europe. I know a cute femboy there anyways, and I want some time to reset my view of America. I'm a vet and all. Well, hey, man, if you want to get some perspective from a ways back and you do that, please go and let us know what your thoughts and feelings are as you get perspective from the outside. I would love to know, especially as a veteran who served this country, when you move out of this country and you get some time and perspective away, I would love to hear what your journey and what your thought process with that is, man. Huge love and respect to you, bro. Rage B421. It's a virus contamination that's literally taking over the world slowly, and now we got the left and blue-haired people defending them. They have no idea what they are cheering for. And it's funny to me because these extremist leftists, I feel the same way about. I think that they are a virus, a contamination as well. I think that it's a mental illness, bro. I think it's a sickness. If you want to mutilate kids' genitals and you want to go from cause to cause to cause to cause, I think there's something wrong upstairs, bro. And I think that living in these fucking bubbles, living in these echo chambers spreads this shit. And so I feel the same way about both parties you just mentioned, brother. And I think that we need to do something about it before it's too late. Elevated Truth Podcast. Imagine the veterans that money could have helped. Keep fighting for the people's voice, Bubba. Rooster Squad. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Think of the veterans. Think of the kids that money was allocated for. Think of the things that could have been helped in our country as our country fucking drowns. And we're in trillions of dollars of debt. And the affordability crisis is raging. And this is just in Minnesota. And we haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg yet with Minnesota. But there's so many other states. Donald Trump just said Minnesota is going to be minute compared to what we're about to find in other places like California. Carry, quite contrarian. Not all Muslims are bad, but if someone gave you a bowl of 1,000 M&Ms and told you that only 10 of them were poison, would you let your family eat them? Absolutely the fuck not. In a crowd of burqa, who's bringing the boom? And that's all that needs to be said. That's fucking poetry, sis. Absolutely 100% agree with you right there. Not worth the risk. Not worth the risk. It's not the risk to reward with that shit isn't fucking worth it, homie. It's not. Elephantasm. The army had me in Romania for a while and a bit in Germany. It's slower paced and the normal people are more my speed. American culture overvalues the hustle. It'll be nice to sit at a cafe again sipping. Man, that sounds good. I crave the mountains. I literally crave the mountains. I crave sitting up somewhere in a cabin in the mountains away from everything. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. It's not something I could do at this point in my life, but maybe at some point I'll get that. You know what I'm saying? I would like to be away from all of this. I live fairly isolated, though. I live kind of out in BFE, and I'm on a compound, and, I'm very, very isolated. I'm a ways away from everything. Yo, I want to give a huge shout out and huge respect to my homeboy Mini Thin, man. Brother, it is great to see you here tonight. Big love and respect. If you guys aren't tuned into Mini Thin, you should check him out. He's a fucking amazing rapper. He's an amazing dude. He has fucking common sense. And he's just a genuine human being. He said, sounds like the West Virginia mountains, homie. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. And it's so good to see you here, man. Huge love and respect to you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I love you, man. So you guys, I'm done for the night. I'm going to go eat some dinner with my family. I appreciate y'all hanging out. If you just stepped in and I look crazy as fuck wearing the CIA and the badge, we were talking about who believes the FBI narrative around Charlie Kirk's death. And I was saying I got questions. And some people were saying I was a Fed and I was throwing some Fed slop. So Enrique Torrio and Barry Ramey sent me the CIA hat. So I figured I'd throw it on. And of course, I have my Wood Chipper Division Detective Delay badge. So yeah, I'm not an actual Fed. I just play one on YouTube, just so you know. Big love and respect to each and every one of you. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the super chatters. Thank you to the day ones. Thank you to everybody. It's your first time hanging out with us. And until the next one, as always, it's one love, baby. Be good or be good.